phone.
Jamila is joining.
Valla Jamila.
Valla.
Yeah.
Shall we start?
Yeah. Okay.
JP is also.
Record started, eh?
Please start recording, then we'll start there.
Okay, okay. Okay.
Namaskar. I welcome all of you to this webinar by Trivandrum main branch of All India Women's Conference. We have been having monthly webinars through the Literary and Cultural Forum, but we have not had any general webinar for a few months now because we were concentrating on the Literary and Cultural Forum. Before that, if you remember, we were having regular webinars on various topics under various series. Now we are restarting those, and we hope to have at least 2 general webinars every month. We are starting with this webinar, which is titled Recalling Our Legacy, Dr. Janaki Ammal. If you remember, before this, we had 2 webinars under this series. One was on Dakshayani Velayathan, and the other one was on Annie Musgreen. Both of were members of the Constituent Assembly from Kerala. We also had a third webinar on Ammu Swaminathan and other women from her family by Mallika Sarabhai, though we did not take it under the series of Recalling Our Legacy. I'm happy to see that many friends have joined, and we are hoping that more people will join the webinar today, because we are going to talk about a very interesting person. And we thought this Women's Day, in the context of Women's Day, it is an ideal topic to introduce a lady whose the very significant work is not so well known. And we have a very good speaker, and she is very apt for this webinar because Nirmala James is a person who has made it her life's mission to give publicity to the work of Janaki Ammal. She has written her biography in Malayalam, and the same has also been published in English. So I think if you look for an authority on Janaki Ammal, we cannot get a better person. So that is why we have Smt Nirmala James. Kamini will introduce her in more detail. So this Women's Day, let us remember the great women who went before us and who contributed so much to life in different ways, and who were giants in their field, well known across the world. So it is very surprising that this lady, Janaki Ammal, coming from a very conservative background, she could make a mark in a very competitive field like science, when women scientists were very few. And if you just see the timeline, she got her doctorate in 1931. That is maybe 1.5 or 2 decades after Marie Curie. So, but her work had reached that level of perfection and significance. So I request Dr. Kamini to please introduce our speaker, Srimati Nirmala James.
Thank you, Isha. Hello, everyone. We have a wonder woman with us. We can call her a superwoman. I think I've not seen anybody like her before. Anyway, I'm happy to introduce Nirmala James to you all. She has written a biography of the scientist Janaki Ammal in Malayalam. And this was the first biography published in any language. She wrote 2 books. One was E K Janaki Ammal, First Plant Scientist of India, published by State Institute of Languages, Trivandrum, in May 2019. And the second book friend of green plants from the State Institute for Children's Literature in 2018. And professionally, she is a teacher. And one of the notable achievements, which is going to be very surprising to all of us, is bringing about a ban on pan masala with nicotine content in Calicut Corporation in 1998 and getting it extended to the whole of Kerala. And she has also received a lot of awards, certificate of appreciation from NCSTC network, recognizing her singular contribution as a teacher guide for the successful implementation of National Children's Science Congress at the National Event in 1996. She also received a certificate of appreciation from Center for Environment Education, Southern Regional Cell, Bangalore, for the time and effort she contributed to conducting the environmental education program in schools in 1996 to 1997. She was again honored with Kerala State Award by the Kerala State Government in 2006 and 7 as a public recognition for her valuable services to the community as a teacher of exceptional merit. Also, she received a Vocational Excellence Award of the year 2006 and 7 from Rotary Club, Calicut East, for her total dedication and outstanding contribution to the field of education. And that's not over. Let us all see what she has done after this, after her retirement, I think. She is a multifaceted artist and she loves to paint using oil, acrylic, and watermelon mediums and to make sculptures in concrete. Kerala Lalitha Academy exhibited her work at Calicut, Ernakulam, and Kerala Government Educational Film Festival and Female Film Festival screened 4 short films she directed. As a lifelong learner, she learned Bharatanatyam. Can you imagine that? After retirement, at the age of 60, and she successfully performed Arangetram. Let us give you a big hand, ma'am. Okay. We are so proud of you. And I do not know what is coming next. Karate or judo or anything else can be, isn't it? Next day. Anyway, I'm very happy to welcome you, ma'am. And I know that you put in a lot of effort in bringing out these 2 books. So we would like to hear more about this. So welcome you. And welcome all of you too. Thank you.
Thanks, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, you can start, Nirmala.
Thank you for your good words. A very good evening to all of you present here. My sincere thanks to Shama and to all the organizers of AIWC Trivandrum for giving this opportunity. As a part of celebrating Women's Day 2025, I have been invited here to recall the legacy of the first female botanist of India, Dr. E K Janaki Ammal.
One, you can insert his tube into Annabelle's nose and then run it down into her stomach to get suctioning, okay? So here's the thing, you can step down.
Please go on. Yes, you can share. Nirmala, are you sharing your screen?
Yes. Can I see?
It's not, yeah, we can see, but you can put it on the slideshow
Full screen.
full screen. Slideshow. Yeah, there. Next.
Now,
Go
Yes.
to slideshow and click.
Click on slideshow
Click on slideshow. Slideshow.
on top.
Yeah. The double click.
And then from the beginning. Go to the
Yeah.
right, extreme left, and from the beginning.
Once more, slideshow. It's not come. Yeah. Then from beginning. Extreme left. Extreme left. Left. No. After that.
Just below 5.
From beginning. Yeah, that's right. That's it.
Yes. Now we can see.
Yeah.
So far, I have written 4 books about Janaki Ammal. But 12 years ago, when I started to write a biography of Dr. E K Janaki Ammal, I was unable to find much resources on her life, other than a few articles in the internet. But it was not reliable as there was no supporting documents. My aim was to obtain the events in her life in a chronological order and to collect it with the maximum evidence. For this, I have approached many scientists and scientific institutions and friends and relatives of Ammal in India and abroad. I was able to capture more details on her childhood and family backgrounds based on the diary notes of her father, E K Krishnan, government gazettes, and archives. For those who does not know who Janaki Ammal was, let's start with a short introduction on her. She was the first female scientist who devoted her whole life to study about plants. Can you see?
Yes, we can.
We can see. We can.
She was interested in counting the number of chromosomes and its variations in plants. She cultivated newer varieties of plants, changing the chromosomal number. Thus, she contributed greatly to cytogenetics and the success of the Green Revolution. Before going into more details on her achievements, let us start from the very beginning, the life of Janaki Ammal. Her areas of expertise were cytogenetics, phytography, botany, and plant taxonomy. E K Janaki was born on 4th November 1897 in Tericheri, Kerala. Her family home was called Yedathil. The house and garden of Yedathil no longer exists. It has been turned into the grounds of an English medium school. Her father was from a developed house at Mahi. There, her father's neglected sacred thumb exists. You can see here. Her father was Divine Bahadur Edavelathu Kakkat Krishnan. He was a subject of the Madras presidency. He was written 3 books. He loved plants and birds. Writer O. Chandumenon was the district munsif then. He was his friend from Tedicheri. Both were interested in playing tennis. He loved friendships. He was a loving father and loved to have a big family. He had a good garden around his house. He made a library named Yedathil. Yedam. It was the name of his library. Janaki Ammal's mother was Devi Kurvai. E K Krishnan married twice. His first wife was Kalyani Kalathil. She had 2 children, Sharada and Ravu Bahadur. Ravu Bahadur Govindan. He worked as the residency manager of Travancore. This Govindan worked as the residency manager of Travancore. Janaki Ammal's mother, Devi Purvai, was the second wife of E K Krishnan. Her father was George and Hannington, who was a resident of Travancore. In the first wife, they had 2 children, and the second wife, they had 13 children. 10th one was Janaki Ammal. Damodaran, the eldest of the second wife, died while at the gold fields of Kolar due to plague. Janaki, who was the 10th child, was very similar to her father in character. In addition to her love for plants, she enjoyed reading and traveling. Here, you can see the Janaki Ammal's education. Janaki's educational journey began at the Sacred Heart School, Talassery. We all can imagine the life of a girl in the pre-independence era, when even the basic education was beyond the reach of women and girls got married even before they reached 15. But Janaki was one of the few girls who defied all odds. Then she moved to Queen Mary's College, Madras, where she obtained a bachelor's degree. She got honors degree in botany from Presidency College in 1921. Influenced by the teachers at the Presidency College, Janaki Ammal developed a passion for cytogenetics. Cytogenetics is the study of the structure and properties of chromosomes and their behavior during cell division. She got a job at Women's Christian College, Madras as lecturer. She worked there from 1921 to 24. At that time, she got a prestigious Barber Scholarship at the University of Michigan in the US. Fighting the flood of 1924. She started her journey on 17th July, but returned home due to heavy rain. Again, on 22nd July, she started the journey from Tellicherry to Palakkad by car, and then by Madras Mail to Madras, and then to Bombay. Finally, from Bombay, she boarded ship to Ann Arbor, America, reaching there on October 29. Life at Michigan, she lived in Martha Cook Building. She got MS in 1926. After her return to India, she continued to teach at the Women's Christian College till July 1928. Then she got Barber Fellow Scholarship. She went to Michigan again as the first Oriental Barber Fellow from India. Scientific contributions. While studying at Michigan, that she wore a cross known as Janaki Brinjol in 1931. It was her first love for cytology. Her PhD thesis was chromosome studies in Nicandria phycaloides. That is in 1932. Her first mentor was Professor Harley Harris Bartlett. Second mentor was Cyril Dean Darlington. He is a brilliant man with a delightful sense of humor and an infinite capacity for talk and discussion. This was her opinion about Darlington. He was her intimate friend from that day till his death. He was her intimate friend. From 1931 to 1931, November 1931, worked as a research assistant in Johns Horticultural Institution. She obtained her doctorate degree in 1931. After her doctorate, Janaki got a temporary post of a professor of botany at the Maharajas College of Science, Trivandrum. Then the Maharaja was Sri Chitra Tirunal and taught there from 1930 to 34 for 1 year and 10 months. She was also nominated as a member of the Travancore Public Service Recruitment Committee. In the committee, she argued for the entry of married women in the government service in India. And also she argued for several things. I have given only one example. From 1934 to 1939, she worked as a geneticist at the Imperial Sugarcane Breeding Station, Coimbatore, along with the T.S. Venkatraman. It was under the Central Agricultural Department. Her scientific contributions. Her work during these years included cytogenetic analysis of Saccharus spontaneum as well as generation of several interspecies and intergenetic processes such as Saccharum into Zea, Saccharum into Sorghum. That is Saccharum with the different specific hybrids. She made studied about the interspecific hybrids such as Saccharum spontaneum into Saccharum robustum, Saccharum spontaneum into Saccharum barbari, Saccharum spontaneum into Saccharum officinale. Intergeneric hybrids such as Saccharum into Siamese, Saccharum into Dura sorghum, Saccharum into Erianthus raveni, and Saccharum into bambusa. So, according to Dr. Vijay Nair, former director of Sugarcane Breeding Institute, the crosses of sugarcane she made with the Siamese, in Malayalam you say Makkacholam, was unthinkable at that time. They were very widely separated taxa. She made a cross successfully. It was a landmark event in sugarcane cytogenetics and also in any crops. In another example, she crossed sugarcane and the Erianthus. Criticisms ran high on why she made such crosses of no use. It is good only for experimental purpose. So they were against her. Some scientists were against her. But after 70 years, scientists found out that this hybrid is the best source or genetic resource for imparting high biomass, high yield, very high yield and very high productivity and stress tolerance to sugarcane varieties. In 1934, she represented India's Imperial Agricultural Department at the 6th International Botanical Congress at Amsterdam.
அடுத்த வாரமா
In 1935, she became the elected fellow of the Indian Academy of Sciences C.V. Raman, elected as the honorary secretary of the Indian Botanical Society for 3 years. In 1938, she attended 7th International Genetical Congress. In 1938, she attended 7th International Genetical Congress at Edinburgh, Scotland. Then the war started. From 1939 to 1944, she worked as assistant cytologist at the John Innes Horticultural Institution in London. The chromosome address of cultivated plants jointly written with the CD The chromosome atlas of cultivated plants jointly written with C.D. Darlington in 1945-46 was a combination that had much of her own work on many species. It has been one of the greatest sources of psychological work on the economic plans of the world. She has founded so many number of chromosomes. She counted in each plant and to find out what is the chromosome number of each plant. She was very much interested in counting the chromosome number. In those days, there was no microscopes or new methods for counting. Only they had to look into the microscope and they have to count the chromosomes. So she took so much pain to count the number of chromosomes. From 1946 to 1951, she worked as a cytologist at the Royal Horticultural Society at Wisley. There she did chromosome studies of a wide range of garden plants. Her studies on chromosome numbers and ploidy in many cases relied on the evolution of new species and varieties. What she did there was she made a more number of chromosomes, plants with more number of chromosomes. She found that from the normal chromosome numbered plants, there is very much difference in the same plant has. She found that the same plant has got so many numbers, doubling the chromosomes in some plants. So she tried to make plants with more chromosomes. And she found that plants were more colorful, that plants made more colorful leaves or colorful flowers, and also they have got big fruits. So it was her finding. So why she made more plants with more chromosomes. From 1946 to 1951, she worked as a cytologist at the Royal Horticultural Society at Wisley. There she did chromosome studies of a wide range of garden plants. Her studies on chromosome numbers and ploidy in many cases relied on the evolution of new species and varieties. One such study was investigation of the effects of colchicine on a number of woody plants, including magnolia. That this colchicine is can make changes in the chromosome. She found out that this colchicine can make changes in chromosomes. So she made changes in chromosomes. She got more chromosomes after treating with colchicine. So thus she made new plants. Magnolia shrub with the bright white flower petals and purple stamens was named Magnolia Janaki Ammal. So one of the newly she made flower was Magnolia Janaki Ammal. She produced and improved horticultural and economic plants, thereby adding beauty to gardens. She was one amongst the several scientists This is the magnolia shrub, the bright white flower petals and purple stamens. This was named with the Janaki Ammal's name, Magnolia Janaki Ammal. She was one amongst the several scientists invited by Nehru to render their services to the country following India's independence in 1947. An interesting fact is, Janaki Ammal's family has a close association with Nehru. Padma, her brother Krishnan's daughter, was married to K.V. Padmanabhan, one of the secretaries to Assembly. As such, Padma got the rare opportunity to witness Jawaharlal Nehru's speech, tryst with destiny on the night of independence. You can see the photo. That is Freedom at Midnight, K.V. Padmanabhan. You can see Padmanabhan sitting in front. In 1950, she was appointed as officer on special duty food production, Ministry of Agriculture. I got a letter from letter written by Nehru. In that letter, I got this information. I have included one of the letter in my book, Nehru's letter in my book. I got two letters from Nehru's letters where he mentions about Dr. E K Janaki Ammal. From 1951 to 1952, she worked in the Institute of National Agronomic Paris Cytosystems. So she worked in Paris too. 1952-54, officer on special duty she was appointed as the officer on special duty BSI. 1954-59, Director, Central Botanical Laboratory, Botanical Survey of India, Allahabad. At that time, she studied the humid regions of South Asia. In 1955, owing to her brilliant research contributions in the field of botany, she was awarded LLD, Legum Doctoris degree from Michigan University. Same year, she participated in the first Athens or Peace Symposium at Oak Ridge, USA, 1956. She was the only woman that participated in these meetings. After retiring from BSI in 1959, she worked in the Regional Research Laboratory, Jammu, till 1970, conducting detailed study on medicinal plants. She conducted comparative studies of various mountain flora of the Himalayas and studied how the plant strains of Chinese, Burmese, and Malayan origins were mixed in that region. She got Birbal Sahni Medal 1961. Her published papers were very interesting to read. If you get a chance, you can read the published papers. There we can see how she is attached to nature. She had a poetic heart too. He explains some science in poetic language. In 1969 to 70, she was visiting professor at Baba Atomic Research Center, Trombay. From 1970 till her death, she served as the Special UGC Fellow, University of Madras, Center for Advanced Studies in Botany. In 1977, she was an advocate for protecting the Silent Valley. In 1970, there what she did was, she examined the chromosome number of certain plants, and she found that they are very primitive in nature. For example, if some has a fixed number of chromosomes, basic number of each plant has a fixed basic number of chromosomes. But in certain regions, we can see the doubling of chromosomes due to the climatic condition or like that. So here, she found very purity, the original plants she could find. So she argued that we have to protect the plants. In 1977, she has been honored with the Padma Shri Award and passed on 7th February 1984. It's a rare photo I took from somewhere. Much of today's botanical research is a continuation of Janaki Ammal's revolutionary discoveries. Her contribution to the scientific field was immense. Professor Janaki Ammal earned international recognition as a botanist of high order by her outstanding contributions in India and abroad through her extensive research and writings. She made significant investigations on cytogenetical studies of sugarcane and eggplant. Ammal worked on some of the most important genera: Solanum, Datura, Menta, Cymbopogon, and Dioscorea, besides a range of medicinal and other plants. She traced the evolution of these crops. Jammu mint is one of her major contributions. The fact that Janaki Ammal stands with any botanist in the world today is something that any Indian can be proud of. Janaki Ammal National Award of Taxonomy was instituted by the Ministry of Environment and Forestry, Government of India in 2000. The Janaki Ammal Herbarium in the Indian Institute of Integrative Medicine, Jammu, also has been created in her honor. I feel grateful to have had this opportunity to be part of this event, remembering the life and contributions of Janaki Ammal, who dedicated her whole life for bringing positive changes in society through her love for plants and nature.
Thank for that.
Thank you very much for this lovely presentation. I would like to introduce myself. I am her, what do you call it, great nephew. I am her brother's grandson, her brother's eldest daughter's son. I'm based in Delhi, and my cousin shared this link for this meeting. And I really didn't know all this, although I myself be a student of science, myself a BSc, but I didn't really sort of know all the achievements that she had made. And it is very eye-opening. And madam, you have written a book. I've been trying to search it. I'm trying to procure that book where you have written a biography. That is one of my targets to buy. And sad to see none of my cousins have joined this group. I mean, it was posted in my cousin's group. I'm the only one out here. I remember as a kid because as you said, she passed away in 84, that's correct. And I met her probably last in 77, 78, perhaps in Madras, Chennai. And I remember, I was a kid then, obviously, 10, 12 years old. So I remember her cats. She had passion for cats. She had a whole lot of cats with her in that lab. But her life was always centered around her lab. That is what we have realized as a family, and we have always known that. And as a person, she's been very sweet, very quiet, very gentle person. Not a dominating like a famous person. The person who comes to you like, sort of like, how are you, and this and that kind of things. So it is a good eye opener. That's very good. Thank you, ma'am. I really appreciate this evening. Really, really. Please do carry on.
Thank you, sir, for joining us and sharing your personal experiences about this great lady who happens to be your ancestor. And it is great to be here. We didn't know about this connection. Otherwise, we would have invited you to be part of this webinar. Thank you so much. We hope you will stay in touch with All India Women's Conference.
Definitely.
Yes, we have our head office in Delhi, Sarojini House on Bhagwan Das Road. So
yeah, I can. Can you note down my phone number, perhaps, if I can, if it's okay with you?
Yes, you can just put it in the chat and copy it. And
Okay. Yeah, that's good. That put in the chat. Correct. Right. I'll put my number in chat. Put me in the WhatsApp so that I keep updated with what's happening. Right.
Yes, definitely. We would like you to be part of our
Excellent. That's good.
Whenever. So thank you so much, sir. And may I ask, what are you doing in Delhi? Were you working in Delhi?
I'm an assistant director in the Ministry of MSME.
Okay.
I'm about 59 years old, so I've got a year down now. I'll retire after that. So that's it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you much.
I may speak?
Yes, please.
Namaskar, and I'm Dr. Magesh. I'm a senior scientist from Environment Forest, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, New Delhi. सर नमस्कार सर, हम भी दिल्ली में हैं. आपको देख के अच्छा लगा. And I'm basically from Kanyakumari district of Tamil Nadu, and I worked in Botanical Survey of India for 10 years in Calcutta. So during that period, I have come across Janaki Ammal ma'am, and I felt proud that I took botany as my career. So in 2015, I joined in Natural History Museum. Then I met my then director of National Museum of Natural History, which was in Mandi House. His name is he's a Malayali only, so he was very fond of Janaki Ammal, and he sent me to explore about Janaki Ammal. Then I had the opportunity to meet this Nirmala ma'am. I went to this when I studied in Center for Advanced Studies in Botany, where she was there. She was having the laboratory in Madurai. I went there, I searched a lot of things, and I have collected a lot of material of madam's communication to different countries. So at that time, he told me, you go and you find out where you go and meet the peoples wherever she worked. I went to WCC college, I went to the Madurai, I went to Presidency College. So whatever I gathered, I have given to Venugopal sir. So everything is with him only. I don't know. I am not having anything with me. So day before, 3 days back, I took my daughter to Central Pollution Control Board, and there Madam's calendar was there. There one company has printed Madam's photograph in this month. So I showed to my daughter also. So because of this madam only, this Sugarcane Research Institute has come, and my daughter is in class 10 she is studying in Hindan Air Base, Ghaziabad. So I'm very happy to be the part of this program. So Nirmala ma'am is really a Nari Shakti. When the Nari will become Shakti, when the enlightenment and the knowledge will come, the Nari will become a Shakti. So I am very much happy, and as I am heading the environment education in the National Museum of Natural History, I visit a lot of schools, and when I go to the mostly in Delhi, the first shift school is girls. So I usually tell about Janaki Ammal, and I motivate the children to take science, mainly the girl child, to take science and come out as a flying colors like Janaki Ammal and other scientists. So thank you so much. I got an opportunity. Madam has sent the link to me. So I'm a little bit late to join. So anyhow, I am inspired. All the best, ma'am. Thank you so much. So if you happen to come to Delhi, you please drop a mail. Now Sari is also there. We will take care of them. And this All India Women's headquarter.
Yes.
There is one Tamil madam, no ma'am?
It is on Bhagwan Das Road. We are very near your Natural History Museum.
Yes, ma'am. There is one Tamil madam. I forgot her name.
Is it Maithili who has joined?
Not Maithili.
Nathan, then
He must be talking about Janaki.
No. Yes. I met her in Egypt. I met
Janaki
her in
Rajaram.
Egypt.
no,
Then she told.
Kalyani Raj.
Kalyani,
Kalyani Raj.
Kalyani. Yes, ma'am.
She is
Kalyani.
the president.
President.
Yes, ma'am. Kalyani Raj, ma'am. So I am connected with her. So
The COP, is it?
yes, ma'am. And once I went to your office for that woman's some program, she invited me. I went there, and I am associated with you, and I would like to associate with you, and empower and motivate others to adopt small green good deeds, ma'am. So you are doing your association is doing a lot of things. I came to know. Madam used to appraise that. I have gone through the brochures also, and once I request some hostel also for some girl who came from South India. So you people are very helpful, and thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Namaskar.
Thank you, Dr. Magesh. Very happy that you have participated and shared your experiences with us. It is very interesting. And since you are already associated with AIWC, please keep up that relationship. And we would definitely like to associate. And we ourselves, we do programs for school children, and we try to motivate them to take up science. So as you say, the story of Janaki Ammal is a very, very motivating a story to be told to the young children who can be inspired to take up a career in science. Thank you for joining, and thank you for sharing your experiences.
Can I just come in?
Yes, Jamila, please.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, congratulations to Nirmala for bringing to us so lively a presentation of Janaki Ammal. I must say, the kind of things that she has done is really astounding, and for a woman at that period of time is something that is really mind blowing. Uh, as I was listening to you, I was thinking, that there was so many fields of expertise that she had. It would be a good idea to actually explore each of these, particularly her association with the Baba Atomic Center, then her research in sugarcane, because all these, I think, separately, this is just to also to ask Nirmala if she has delved deeper into these, and probably sure that she has done it, but it would have been very more for interesting for us to hear more about each of these. Would you like to tell us a little more about the kind of research that she did, the kind of association she had, the kind of the production that she did from her research, things like that? So that's for Nirmala. And I was listening
Everything.
to to Mr. Shekhar, who was talking about Janaki Ammal. I was thinking perhaps if you could tell us something about your personal experiences with her, a little bit of Janaki Ammal as a person, we would really appreciate it. Thank you.
I love her. Emotionally, I am bound, bound with Janaki Ammal.
Yeah.
Emotional attachment.
Yeah, one could sense that you had a real passion and emotional attachment to her.
Some relative. Sometimes I feel she like a relative of mine. She lived in Tellicherry and she from a different caste. But I feel some inside my heart there is some relation with her.
Yeah,
You can get more deeply from my book. If you buy my book, you can read so many so many pictures, so many things. One part of my book is her life, and in one part it is scientific contribution. I have collected average 68 papers, published papers, and I have given the summary of 68 papers in English. In Malayalam, only 45 papers I could collect, but in English, I have collected 68 papers. It
Very
was a
interesting.
heavy work. It was really heavy work. But the original paper is very nice to read.
Yeah, yeah. I think you have
small
sparked
children.
up all our interest to read more about Janaki Ammal, and I'm sure
Yeah,
a
she
lot of
loves
us
the
are
plants
going
like
to.
a small children. She loved children too. She loved children, cats. There is interesting things on her life with the cats also. So we have no time to tell all those things.
Yeah,
Can I
thank
say
you.
something? Can I
So
say
many.
Yes,
So
Shamini,
you can
please
read
go
the
ahead.
book. You can read the book.
That
Yes.
was so interesting, Nirmala ma'am.
Mm.
Very interesting to know about Janaki Ammal. I have two things to ask you.
Yeah.
How did you get so much information? Okay. Second thing is, what is your interest in this? Are you a botanist? What is your subject?
No, I have just learned, I have a graduate in botany, only a graduation. But the story of Janaki Ammal was I am a writer. I have written 25 books. And now this is the 15th year of my writing. So this was very interesting. Janaki Ammal, at first, Madhumi told me to write a book about the famous women in India. So I collected so many 200 famous in Kerala. So I have collected 200 famous women in Kerala, but the committee not approved it. Again, I edited a book and I have collected 85 famous women in Kerala. They have born before independence. Then one of them was Janaki Ammal. So that at that time, I think this is in 2010. Then at that time, I got only a page about her biography. Again, the children's literature, the director asked me to do he asked me, can you do some famous, the book of some famous person for the children? Then I thought to do about Janaki Ammal. My thought was, I will get so many literature from the internet itself. I will collect it and make a small book. That was really I thought. But when I started to collect from the internet, I have seen that Janaki Ammal's father had 19 children. In the internet, it was written, he has got 19 children. So it was not at all believable. Everything from the internet. So I started to collect data from, first I found out her students, then some relatives, especially Umerti was so helpful, but she is no more now. Umerti was her brother, one of her brother's daughter. She was 85 then, 85 or 80s, in 80s. Then after that, she died now. But she has
Yeah, I
given me
remember
lot
her.
of
She was in Chennai. Chennai, correct. Very correct. Chennai.
Yeah,
She's a very
I went
popular
to
person.
Chennai.
She was very top person who likes to communicate with people. She was that kind of aunt I had. I agree with you. Definitely, she must have given you a lot of information. Definitely.
You've taken so much effort in bringing up this one. So
Yeah,
nice.
I went to her house and lived there some days, and we talked like that. I got so many information, and she gave me original purpose of her father's diary notes. Everything she gave me.
Very
That's
nice.
wonderful work.
Thank you.
But you must be familiar with botanical terms, isn't it? Because the way you
Yeah.
were speaking,
I
you
have
are
studied ethnobotanical. I have read a lot of books from our library, public library about ethnobotanical because I have studied in 1978 botany and there is a long gap. So I had covered the gap with reading. Lot of things from botany. New technical words, everything.
yeah, that is when you have put in a lot of effort, and your passion really shows in the way you.
Yeah, in the English book, I have rewritten 8 times. 400 pages book, I have rewritten 8 times. Adding more information. Like that, I have written 8 times, I have renewed.
Actually, it is
Yes.
interesting. In Delhi, I lived on the NCRT campus for many years, and they have this very big block which is named as Janaki Ammal block. So whenever I passed that block, I used to wonder who was Janaki Ammal. But to tell you the truth, I never really took the effort to find out. And then it was just by chance, or I'll say destiny, that Nirmala, I came in contact with Nirmala after coming to Trivandrum. She contacted me in connection with her book only, in the English version of the book. And then when she started talking about Janaki Ammal, I was also very impressed the way, the time that Nirmala has put in to find out the details. As she said, in those years, it's almost 100 years back. There was no internet, there was no way of communicating easily, and it is very difficult to locate material pertaining to that time. But Nirmala has really put in the effort and tried to meet as many people as possible. And then finally, she had the book in shape. But then she had to go from publisher to publisher to get it published. I know she gave it to multiple publishers, but in the end, it was very difficult for her to get it published. But now I think people have come to know of the book, they appreciate the book. And now we hear more and more about Janaki Ammal, and even in textbooks and in the civil services exam and all, we see mention of Janaki Ammal. I think part of the credit for that goes certainly to Nirmala James, the effort that she has put in to publicize Janaki Ammal's work and the importance of her work.
Actually, the Kerala University now has a Janaki Ammal Hall
Oh,
near
really?
the C.V. Raman Hall.
Okay.
They are adjacent to one another, the C.V. Raman Hall and Janaki Ammal Hall.
Where in Kadivatam, is it?
Karivatam, yes.
That's
Ushaji, can I?
Yes, please.
No, actually, I was just surprised to know that Nirmala ji is not a I mean, she has, of course, graduated, but the way it was, if such a research has to be done about a botanist, you would have put in a lot of, it's really surprising, and a lot of efforts would have gone into it. And, when I saw the topic, I just searched on the net, who is this Janaki Ammal? And then the first thing which came was about the magnolia, the name of the flower. That was very surprising. And magnolia is Chambagam also. I don't know. I wanted to ask you more about it.
no,
But,
no, it's not
but
Chambagam.
Magnolia
Magnolia is not
Chambaga is
Chambagam.
also there.
I don't
No,
think it's Chambagam.
no, but
Magnolia.
if you search for Chambagam, Magnolia Chambaga is the term which is coming. I just wanted to ask you about that, if there is any. But the flower is different, very different.
Different.
This Magnolia one, which Magnolia.
It is white in color.
White
I
in
think
color,
it
but
is
Chambagam is pink in
very
color.
popular
white.
in UK.
And America also.
In America also.
US also we see. And light fragrance also it has. Light fragrance.
Okay. But Magnolia Champaka, CHAMPCA, something like that I saw. So I was wondering, maybe some other species, different, minute. So I thought I'll ask you, because thinking you were a botanist. But the thing was really good. And that time, so many years back, when there was no all those comforts that we are enjoying now, the person, she had gone to Michigan. Now everybody is going,
Yeah.
that was really appreciable.
And travel in a ship all that way.
Our family and she had gone, and that was really
When the time of flood.
Time of the flood.
24 or
Remarkable woman.
99 in Malayalam 99.
99. We have heard a lot about the flood of 99.
99.
Yeah.
It was later that we had the floods of 2018, almost 100 years later.
100 years later. Yeah. So anyway, thank you so much for giving that insight into such a nice and eminent person whom we didn't know. Actually, we should have. And on this, I mean, especially because this is a Women's Day sort of celebration, no? Of course, Women's Day, it's not a day, but we can go on celebrating womenhood.
Yeah, and not only celebrating Janaki Ammal, but also celebrating Nirmala, who has done
I know.
Yeah,
so many
And
things.
what
Wonderful.
else is doing
Correct.
Bharatanatyam and
Wonderful.
artist and sculptor and whatnot. A good role model for all.
I have a request.
Yes.
Excuse me, I have a
After
request.
retirement, post-retirement feats also,
Yes, yes.
Yes, that's very really.
Yeah, please go
Thank
on,
you.
Dr. Nagesh.
Ma'am, I'm very sad, and I'm very sorry to say that our ministry used to give an award on the name of Janaki Ammal, and I don't know, PMO has instructed to remove that award. And my request to Janaki, Nirmala ma'am, to write a letter to secretary as well as the honorable minister to give that award. Usually, Botanical Survey of India used to give this award to the excellent scientist who has done good work.
Yeah.
So it was scrapped.
No,
by the
awards,
Already?
was it renamed?
no. You see, since it was there for a very long time, and now they have scrapped that.
award
Already
itself.
scrapped.
Ah,
is-
ah. So my request to Nirmala ma'am, because as a government officer, I cannot comment on that. She can write a letter to secretary and honorable minister and as well as to prime minister, insisting her work, because certain things I cannot speak in this public place. My sincere request that Nirmala ma'am to write a letter to them.
I think the AIWC should take up
Yeah.
that task.
Yes,
Yeah.
no,
Yes.
if
Yeah.
Nirmala,
AIWC
That
can
is,
do that.
actually,
that
Nirmala,
is
if you
better.
can give a letter,
Ma'am,
give a
ma'am,
letter.
Nirmala ma'am is a single person. You are
AIWC.
this AIWA is that is a good background for her. You please
Yeah.
believe that.
That's right. See,
Yeah.
if you give a letter, we can, because you are an authority on Janaki Ammal, so that carries, if he gives a letter, so with that, we can follow up with the
Yes.
ministry
Yeah.
or
Ma'am,
we can
ma'am,
also
you
other
should-
branches and our head office.
usually
He
madam used
will not be. He will not be able to give a letter, but
No.
he can give the details to us.
Ah,
What
no,
are the details of the
Tara,
award? And
Nirmala
like,
will give us
Ma'am.
a letter
Mm.
to follow with the government. So that
Kalyani ma'am used to come to our ministry. She can you can come you can take up this through Kalyani ma'am, and you can come and meet our minister and you tell them. Even
we can certainly do that. Actually, right now, Kalyani is away in New York attending the Committee on Status of Women. So when she is back, we can request her, and I'm sure we'll take up
yes,
this.
ma'am. Ma'am,
Can
it
approach
is
the ministry.
if you achieve this, it is a very big achievement, ma'am. Because after this BJP government has took the government, they have sent a circular and they have scrapped most of the awards. Most of the awards. They say only one award should be there in one ministry. So you see, this may not give in a very big way. Let the Botanical Survey of India give in the Calcutta.
Yes, where she was working for a long time.
Yeah.
They can
Yeah.
give there. Usually, Prime Minister used to give that.
We'll try to do something. So,
Yeah.
Nirmala, you can also help us in giving a representation.
Ma'am, I am in the ministry to give you the certain information.
That's all.
yeah,
So
that
we
is-
can
that's
request
okay.
Kalyani Raj to approach you and take this forward.
Yes, ma'am. Please do that, ma'am. Then only this meeting will be meaningful, ma'am. This is my humble request as a botanist.
We'll try to do that. We'll do our best, and thank you for the suggestion.
Yes, ma'am. Good.
That will be a good outcome of our this meeting. you know.
Yes.
I mean, at least let us try.
Yeah. Because we didn't know that it had been scraped only when
We
Dr.
didn't know
Mahesh
at all.
told us
He
that.
told us.
Yeah.
And I think we
Hello.
can
Can you hear me?
start requesting the
Manjula Ghosh from Calcutta.
in the school books as in the college textbooks.
Yeah.
I think it will be a way of publicizing her work and her contributions to botany.
Now it is in the PG, first PG they have included.
For
Yeah,
the
we-
botany students.
Botany students.
In Kerala University.
Yeah.
I'm Manjula Ghosh from Calcutta. I just want to make one thing clear.
Yes.
Professor Ramanujam, the famous mathematician, his wife was Janaki Ammal, and also she was a famous botanist. Are these two different persons?
No, that is
No,
different.
Wife
that
of
is different.
Ramanujam,
Different.
mathematician. They're two different persons.
Some make mistakes.
Yes.
That some makes mistakes. Some things that
You think
this Janaki Ammal is the wife of Ramanujan. That is not
No, but
Yes.
correct thing.
wife was not a scientist, isn't it?
No.
I don't think Ramanujam's wife was a scientist.
No.
Just because the
So
name
they're two different persons.
it up. Dr.
Thank you
Sarama
very
Janaki,
much. Thank
want to
you.
say something?
It's a wonderful
Sarama?
talk.
Thank you so much, Manjuladi.
Madam, I just want to thank Nirmala Madam for giving a detailed understanding of this Janaki Ammal. And I myself is also a botany student.
Huh?
I'm a postgraduate from CMS College, Kottayam. And just now, Nirmala Madam, this name Janaki Ammal, though we heard the details of her, only now I could get some idea. That was really great. That first of all, I must thank our AIWC, this cultural group, to take such a relevant lady for talking on this International Women's Day. It is very apt and relevant for our time. And secondly, Madam was asking about, no, it was also talking about during Janaki Ammal's time, there was a chromosome number counting and all were telling. But it is really doubtful how she was doing. I was just thinking in my mind, how she is counting those days. No electron microscope, ordinary microscope may or may not be there. And then sugarcane, new varieties of certain species were also brought out. All this has caused so many questions in my mind. Really, it was a very wonderful talk, Madam Nirmala. And
with a rare microscope. Those days, I think only one microscope in the Botanical Survey of India.
But is it
and also from London. Some days she was going to London to count all these things.
But is it a compound microscope? How she will count the chromosome number and all, double number and all you told just now? How can we count that anyway? We should not go that detail, but she was there doing all this before I was born. But it was really an interesting talk and a really informative. Just now, our AIWC madam was talking about Magnolia Champaka. Madam just now was asking about is it Champaka the same thing? Magnolia Champaka is the generic and the specific name of one plant.
Okay.
No, we have in botany for everything generic name and specific name, like our name and our surname.
Okay.
Same way, Magnolia is the generic name.
Okay.
And Champaka, what you told, so Magnolia cannot be included in Champaka group. Why no way? Only species difference means second name only will change.
Oh.
Generic, now ours also like that, no, our name, surname and father's name or our own name. That name will remain. The other one after marriage we will change. So same way. So many such thoughts came in my mind, and really we have to Janaki Ammal, this thought itself is so great, no? You thought of such a great lady.
Back. You were going back on college days.
Going back and all. And secondly, as just now suggested by our AIWC group, we have to inspire the students to give scientific temper in their mind, madam.
Yes.
Present day, students are not taking science. They have a fear complex. Why? Because science is not taught in the way it has to be taught. It is such an interesting subject. Now, when I was in my teaching profession, I entered in the teaching profession in a convent in Mumbai, 75. That time, I take extra interest with the students. We go for a scientific walk. Simply holidays. Just surrounding a bag and a thing and collect things, and based on that we talk. That scientific interest to be created. So indirectly, I'm reflecting to the present day teachers. They are all for money, I cannot say. The attitude is not to create, not for developing scientific temper among the students. Among the students, we have to develop scientific temper. Not only among the students, among the parents also. Even parents also should have that scientific temperament. Then only the generation will become fruitful. That is what my opinion, that we say we teach value, but that oral teaching value is nothing doing with the students. It has to incorporate into the blood of every child. So I just want to thank both AIWC, our cultural group, all madams, and also Nirmala madam for this talk, which was really inspiring for me. And thank you all so much.
Thank you, Dr. Sarama.
Usha madam has given me the link. That is why I could get inside.
Thank you for joining.
I am really interested in all this.
Since you were talking about the flower, I was also interested in this Janaki brinjal that Nirmala talked of. Uh, is it a special variety, or since you are a botanist, could you like to enlighten us on that?
All those are all different species of brinjal, madam. Species like the hibiscus rosa sinensis, that is the usual ordinary shoe flower.
Chambarati.
Chambarati, yeah. Chambarati, hibiscus rosa sinensis, that ordinary 5-petal flower. But so many varieties are there among the Chambarati itself. And all those varieties, basic generic name, as I said, our name and surname. The generic name is hibiscus. The second part is changed. Accordingly, it will be a different species. That way, yeah, that way. And one more example. Last month we had gone to Bali. I was in Bombay teaching, madam. I retired from there and settled down in Trivandrum now. Usha madam knows that. And that time when we went to Bali, Principals Conference International, we went, as soon as we went, got out from the airport, going to that time, we all were garlanded by chambak flower mala.
Oh.
So, and it was so nice fragrance. Just now, madam was asking, no, she was telling chambak pink flower.
Yeah.
Madam, and chambak is not only pink, different colors.
Yeah.
Pink, white, yellow. These all were there so common in Bali, Indonesia, that island. Because they use that flower for all type, every type of their puja, this flower is there. And that garland also, we used to give other garlands with all rose, this and that. 5, 6 only, thread is long, 6, 7 flowers, but such a good fragrant chambak flower. So that area, lot of chambak flowers are there in Bali. So that way, everything species, madam, as just now is brinjal, species is different. Generic name, specific name. Specific name changes. Accordingly, the species changes, and that is the research work. Even Janaki Ammal's that sugarcane varieties and all, they must have done like that. We have not seen it, you know. Many varieties. It is really interesting. But who is taking nowadays botany and all? Nobody is going for that. Thank you all, madam, very much. Thank you for the nice time.
So Rajesh Sukumaran, would you like to add something?
Yeah, it's been an eye-opener for me also. It's been a trip down memory lane, brought back old memories. Obviously, since I've been in Delhi all the time, I've not been in touch with her when she was there. I remember visiting her in Jammu when I was a kid, the toddler actually, in RRC Jammu, Regional Research Laboratory in Jammu, somewhere like that. That was one instance. And the last time I met, as I told you, was like 78 to 79 in Chennai. Other than that, we've been hearing great things about her. Mom used to talk a lot about her, and so on and so forth. And she actually, one of my aunts, my mom's younger sister, she had actually, when my grandfather passed away, she had taken over her and she had educated her. And so one of my aunts actually did a graduation from Jammu. She was like a guardian for her. And so I think education was important in the family, and that is one thing our family has had a very strong link. And my mother herself was a teacher, and all my aunts and all of education has never been a sort of, the boy or girl, that's never there. In fact, I think all the lady parts of my family are more educated than my male parts, that way. So it's been equal there, and so true. So my cousins, I think the fault of this that I have cousins who are doctors and engineers who are cousin sisters, I'm talking, who are doctors and engineers. So it is something that I think she has been a trailblazer in that way. Some way, perhaps she has been an inspiration to my generation also, in a silent way. Probably my generation has not had much contact with her or had to know her. But I think it has been that somewhere down the line it has come, it has percolated down, and so I think it's a great thing. And this has been great. I mean, this event has been great. I've really enjoyed it. I've got to learn a lot. I've got to learn a lot. That book, now I'm really desperate to get that book because knowing all what she's achieved and all that, sugarcane part I'd learned. I'd heard about it. that she has something she did that the sugarcane output went up, I mean, double or something like that. Something like that. She was involved in that. Other activities, I don't know. I'm really learning experience. Teach myself again once again. Thank you very much for this evening. It's been lovely. It's been very good. It's been very. And when you have somebody who you know, known close to you, who's part of your family, it's great, I think. It's a great experience. It's a touching experience. It's not just time pass on the web. The internet normally we time pass. So this is different. Good. Thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am. That's great.
This is available on YouTube, so probably you would like to pass it on to others in your family.
Definitely. I have a chat. I put my phone number and my email
Yes,
IDs.
I'll send
So
you
if
the
you can
YouTube link. So
link,
please,
definitely.
for family, so that all of them can watch this webinar.
Yeah, those who are not able to, because we have a widespread family. I got one cousin in Canada. Probably she's sleeping now. Somebody in Malaysia who's probably busy working. Somebody in Dubai or the Middle East who's something else. So
Please
that's obviously.
pass on the link, and thank you again.
Definitely. Oh, it's my pleasure. It's actually my pleasure. I was like saying, it's my honor. Thank you much.
Actually, while seeing about this, I was reading again about another Bengali lady who was also very important. She has done important work. That was Sipra Guha Mukherjee. Nirmala, I sent you a link also. I think there are many such women about whom we have not heard. And this, in 1931, Janaki Ammal has got her PhD. AIWC started in 1927, and our first major aim was women's education, just to bring women out of their houses and enroll them in schools. So, that was the condition across the country at that time in 1927. And this lady has gone to the USA and got her PhD in 1931, which is really creditable. I mean, it is something unbelievable, actually. When women were struggling to get school education, there was this lady who had got her PhD, and her work was recognized by top scientists across the world. It is something that we are all very proud of. And I think there are more women like this. And if any of you know of such people and somebody who can introduce them to us, we would be happy to host webinars highlighting their lives and their work. So please do that. So Shikha was here, I think, from Calcutta. Maybe she can get us somebody to talk on Sipra Guha Mukherjee, who was again a botanist. So I just chanced upon an article about her on the internet. So like that, if there are more people, please get in touch with us. Please tell us about them, and we'll try to highlight their work and their lives. Anybody else would like to say anything? Otherwise, I invite Kumari Padmini Nair, Treasurer of AIWC Trivandrum, to give the vote of thanks. Padmini, please unmute yourself and start speaking.
I am searching for one more Janaki. Her name was Janaki K.
Okay.
K.A. I think. She was also a scientist.
From where?
From Kannur, I think. Kannur or Calicut. There was one more Janaki.
You can try to find out more about her.
Yeah, I am trying, but I heard that she lived in Gujarat. She was a professor there, but she had no children.
We'll try to find out more about her.
Yeah, she had written a lot of books.
Was she also a botanist?
Geology. Her subject was geology.
Geology.
Yeah.
And do you know which place in Gujarat? Because we have branches in Gujarat.
Yeah, I had a brief account of her. I will send you.
Yeah, please send us.
Then we can try to find out more information.
We'll do that. Thank you for the suggestion. Admini Jeji, you can.
Usha, Kekamalo.
Okay. Please go on.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of AIWC Trivandrum branch, I thank Nirmala ji for giving such an informative talk about Dr. Janaki Ammal. I thank each and everyone who participated in this webinar, especially those two gentlemen, one person related to Janaki Ammal ji and another person working with the ministry. Of course, I hope you can help us in so many ways, or you can get in touch with our AIWC organization and they'll do a lot of things for us. Thank you, everybody, everyone. And I want to say one more thing. I was also a botany student in Trivandrum Women's College. Again, എല്ലാവർക്കും ഈ വെബിനാറിൽ പാർട്ടിസിപ്പേറ്റ്
Thank you. So I think now we'll wind up this webinar. We'll definitely be in touch with all of you. And Nirmala, you also please remain in touch with AIWC, and we'll try to organize lectures for girl children in schools to motivate.
I'm going to take classes in colleges too.
Yes, schools and colleges.
I've taken 2 classes. I went to 2 colleges.
So we'll try to do that in more schools and colleges. And we'll ask our head office also to promote that program all across the country.
Yeah. I went to Christian College and SN College. Christian College, Katakada, and SN College here.
Chembal. Once again,
SN College, Chembrandi.
SN College.
SN College. Always I make mistake. That's a sorry.
So once again, thank you, Nirmala, and thank you all of you for attending this webinar. And thank you, Bhuneshwari, Jamila, Kamini, for helping me host this webinar. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you.